My name is Henrietta. My Yirinji name is Bukgal, which is the lawyer vine. This is the land of the Gimuy Yirinji people, the land of my father, Quiblum Hendrik Formile, the land of my grandfather, Ngayi Quiblum Ted Formile, and the land of my great-grandfather, Yini, a great warrior, a great Nalan of our people. He was given a king plate when the colonisers arrived to express the fact that he was one of our leaders. This is the land of my great-great-grandfathers, Jiriju and Mandajupa. This is the lineage which I come down, the lineage which connects me to the land we call Gimuy. We are the Gimuy Yirinji people. We have 7 clans. Gimuy Yirinji people control and look after the land to the north of us, Gujuguju, which is the Barren River. The landscape which resembles the scorpion is Bundajambunji, near the Barren, and as you weave in and out through the landscape to the west of us, you come to a white peak, Bundamundagunji. Gives us our laws and our customs, that tells us the history of the rising of the sea level and the formation of the Great Barrier Reef just over 10,000 years ago. Now, as the mountain weaves through Yiti, Bunda Jaragan, the Jaragan's Nest, to the east, Burrawanga, the sacred women's site, and the site in which our nation of the Gimuy Yirinji people was born. And the area that we sit in today is called Gimuy. We are the Gimuy Yirinji people. A 141 years ago was when the settlers came to our land. 141 years ago, they came not to visit, they came to stay. It was during this period many of my people were massacred. Many of the women and children were massacred. Many of our women were raped. It is the time when the Gimuy Yirinji people country was totally destroyed. Many of our people today continue to tell the history. It is today that we want to recognise our elders, our ancestors who have fought in those frontier wars and tell about the massacres that had taken place. There are 2 known stories about the massacre which had taken place up from the inlet. As the settlers moved into the White Rock and Edmonton area, they continued to slaughter our people. It is Skeleton Creek that is known for the slaughter that had taken place. Heads of our ancestors were hung on poles during this frontier war. Another time was when my grandfather, Charlie Hyde, had told Tyndale of what had happened to him as a boy. It was during further development of settlement in the Keens area when he was living with his mother and his father, my great-great-grandfather, Jiriju, and his wife, Jinkamun. Papa Charlie tells of the horror of that massacre that had taken place when he was shot in the foot and his toes were removed. His father went back to find him in the scrubs where his mother had dropped him. In 1935, he told Tyndale of what had happened to him as a child. This is one account of the history of the massacres where many of our people were slaughtered and died. Another time that a young boy by the name of Lani Mulgrave Blair, near the Mulgrave River, when he was taken away from his mother, ripped away from his mother's bosom, when the Heath tribe were massacred. He was taken away to Melbourne. So here we have the frontier war and the damage of a child, a baby, who's taken away from his people. He grew up in Melbourne. He got the best education any child would want. He became an architect, probably one of the first Aboriginal person to become an architect. He died at the age of 18 years old, trying to save a family friend. He never did return to his country, nor did his people know that he existed until recently, when we were told about the history of what had happened to him. And there are many more of these kind of stories of the frontier war, on children being taken away because their people were massacred. And it's during this time that we need to now remember these people. We need to accept the dark history of this country. For us to move on as a nation, we must accept the truth of what had happened on this land. We cannot deal with reconciliation without the truth. And the frontier war is part of that dark history and the truth of what had happened in this land. Thank you.